finally reached the final stage, Summer. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. It's been a couple weeks. We haven't been doing events recently, you and I, so we've had a little bit of time to regenerate, to rest, and I'm feeling great. Although I am getting attacked by allergies. So I'm battling this. I'm battling them. Guys, don't worry. I've taken pills, antihistamine pills, you know, that sort of stuff.
Right. I'm glad you clarified.
Clarifying.
Good
But
stuff.
yeah, I'm feeling great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. I didn't sleep at all yesterday, but I slept like 10 hours in a row. That I can't remember the last time it happened. I keep waking up in the middle of the night, but this time I just slept like a rock for a very long time.
Well, you happen to have a little nipper as well, who's like waking you up at the crack of dawn every morning, right?
That is part of the reason why. And because my sleep schedule is like that of sort of your regular computer geek, I tend to go to bed at like 3 or 4 in the morning. And then he wakes up at like, 7:30, and then,
and then it's all downhill.
Well, I mean, it's fine, because then I put him to daycare, and then I go back and sleep, and then it's all very weird. It's all very weird.
But it sounds like you got a system, bro, so it's all right.
I've got a system, and it's working out very well, surprisingly well, actually. Astralis versus OpTiC Gaming, our first game. It is on Inferno, which, as you were just pointing out, is almost ironic, because obviously Inferno is officially out of the competitive map pool. Now, I'm glad we are finishing with this map, because obviously the whole tournament's been played with Inferno. It'd be ridiculous to switch it out now. But it's interesting, and a lot of discussion has gone into what kind of changes are, needed on this map. I don't know myself, actually. I think that's a very complicated question, which we don't have to go into now. But
yeah.
Are you willing to entertain the notion that maybe OpTiC could upset Astralis on this map?
Not for a second.
Oh, man. I was setting you up for like...
You were. I was going to... And I, you know what I did is instead of like, spiking that softball or whatever, what is it, like a volleyball? Didn't spike the volleyball. No, like took a knife to it and just punctured it.
All right.
I was like, enough of this game. No games here, Anders. This is it. It's over. I mean, Astralis, they might not have been practicing it, obviously, because the map is now no longer in the competitive pool, as you said.
Yeah.
But they were still so good on the map before that. They should be able to just fall back to the basics, to what they know works on this map, and rely on the individual talent that they just have so much more hard-hitting fraggers, like just real hitting, fragging power on this map compared to OpTiC, who I think, are mixing a little bit or are missing it a little bit. And I said mixing because I'm looking at Mixwell. I'm just like, is this guy going to show up?
Yeah, I think it's highly unlikely that we'll see any kind of an upset here, but it will be very exciting if we do. We do have Astralis starting on the CT side and OpTiC Gaming on the terrorist side. So welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's a nice start for OpTiC, as Nafly is going to immediately shut down Device in the middle. He did have Dupree and Carrigan on the other side by quad, but they weren't even there in time. They didn't even show up to any kind of refrag. So great start here for the terrorist side.
So far, so good, but they are gathered up in mid right now, OpTiC, and they are poking around, trying to get some of that mid control at top, see what they can catch out. The flash goes off, and, well, they do manage to get up to the top of it. So now it's going to be more about the two players here for Astralis on the CT side. You can see Dupree holding at Arch, and he needs to hit a headshot. He needs to find one kill, and he gets one at least, but gets overwhelmed. Good group play coming in here from OpTiC, pushing onto the site. Yeah,
Carrigan, actually the only trust thing he could have made was to take that fight with Daps, but really well played right now for the NA team. I've got to love that. And Cajun and Sip are left for a retake 2 versus 1. No idea why they're fighting right now. Just get the bomb down and play it safe, but they're not even planting the bomb right now, and it is a 2-on-2. They have no bomb? Where's the bomb? It's not dropped anywhere. They don't have one on the map. Oh, no.
Oh, what is this?
This is horrendous. Well, they're going for the fight anyway right now. I mean, I don't know what Astralis are meant to do either in this situation, but taking the fight at any rate, I guess we'll have to find out that they're all agreeing to replay, so they will be replaying it.
Wow. That's it, knife. Call it out, boys. Knife, Daps.
That is, I think, is a first for me.
Well, you want knife, Daps. You got to do it.
I don't think it's ever happened to us.
Wow, Daps. Come on, man. There we go. Finally. Guy's got a knife out. You're going to take a shot at him? Ah, well, there we go. You got what you deserve.
Wow. I think that's a first. I don't think that's ever happened.
I can't think of a single time either. It's not even like it got stuck in a... Like, we've seen horrible situations where the bomb has gotten stuck somewhere where that you couldn't retrieve it, and so you had to go and take the fight as a T-side. But for it to just not exist on the server...
NA bomb. The bomb simply didn't spawn. It hasn't spawned this round either, as far as I can tell. Look,
I don't see it.
There's no one carrying yet. So... Is that a...
I'm actually kind of amused that it took us so long to figure that out as well. Just kind of like overlook the fact that, wait a second.
Yeah, I was like, have they, like, I'll be honest, I was thinking we're seeing some more typical NA Counter-Strike, you know, fighting in a 2 versus 4. It didn't even catch. I just thought, oh yeah, they're doing that NA thing again.
And I love how Astralis right now are just like, you know, we need the bomb. Who has the bomb? Where is the bomb? You know, like common questions that you would ask if you're on the T side.
They didn't realize until they had the site. That's when it dawned on them that, wait a minute.
Oh, that's amazing.
There's an essential ingredient in this tactic that we haven't actually got. So it's just going to be reloading the map. It does say bomb scenario mission. You know, that's too bad, really.
That's incredibly unfortunate.
I don't know what causes that, because I'm trying to think of like a game. Did someone set it to like deathmatch game mode or something? And then, because there are different game modes, right?
True, fair.
Game mode 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't remember how many game modes there are, but that probably is it. And I don't know.
Do we have a bomb?
That can happen.
No, we don't have a bomb. Why are they readying up? There's no bomb. I see no bomb spawned.
Yeah, someone should probably, you know, make
Okay, well, hold on. Let's keep an eye on it. If in the pistol this works or not.
It could reload all the settings.
But up. Nope, no bomb.
Got it. Carrigan's making sure.
It's knife.
Oh, it's the knife round. All right, they've got a knife.
Just kill, killing console. Everybody die. Get into the pistol. Deep breath, Sanders. Deep breaths.
I guess you wouldn't have a bomb in a knife round, right? Just to not make things weird.
Now we have to see. Streamers are not ready yet, so we need to ready up.
Good times. Good times.
Well, what really sucks for OpTiC is that they pretty much had that pistol locked down. Apart from some crazy shots from Astralis, that was the only thing that was going to save Astralis, because in a 2v4 retake on the A site, it was perfect for OpTiC.
The thing is, you know that Astralis are going to win this round now.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. That's just how it works out.
OpTiC are going to tilt off the face of the planet at this point. Because they're going to be thinking to themselves, we had the pistol on T-side Inferno, which is so critical because it means it sets us up to get 3 rounds on T-side right off the bat. I mean, a perfect start for OpTiC, and all ruined because, well, you know, do we throw the admins under the bus, Anders? I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what causes that, because I think it must be some sort of server thing where like some config didn't get executed even though it should have, and like
they should have like a competitive config, right? It's just like a config that you load.
Right, and I don't think anyone ever like messes around with that config.
I still don't see the bomb.
Yeah, I don't see the bomb either. I'm getting worried.
I still don't see the bomb. No bomb. Okay, good. They realized OpTiC. Zipnix is just like kind of grinning, like, okay then. Oh, this is our life right now.
I'm trying to think. Oh, wait. No, that can't even be it. Can it?
Oh, by the way, guys, in case you're wondering, Device is wearing a cap because he shaved his head.
He did shave his head. I didn't think it looked that weird. I don't know why he feels he has to be wearing a cap. It looks...
Oh, I mean, Device is just one of those good-looking guys. You know, it's just like he could be wearing a potato sack or something, and he's still going to be, you know, pulling it off. You know, derelict.
Mildly annoying. What's way more interesting is the fact that Dupree, obviously, all the way at the end there, has also dyed his hair blonde. Mm-hmm. Which I'm glad to see that. I think the rest of the team has said that's enough. You know, like
Kerrigan drew the line.
Kerrigan and Sip just not interested at all.
Or Kerrigan's girlfriend, one or the other. You know, like, sorry, no, you're staying brown.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I think.
What is this going? What? All right, so I'm just curious to see what the OpTiC are going to do now. Are they just going to go straight B-rush? Like,
tell me, Samuel, what have you been spending your downtime? Because you're right, we weren't in Texas, we weren't in Korea for the minor. What have you been spending your time on?
Literally sitting at home playing games and having the stream up on the second monitor. That's basically what I've done for the past. Because we have a good group of friends on TeamSpeak who show up every night, so we've been just playing different games, CS, Overwatch, Division, just like random games, and then just had the stream up on the second monitor, trying to keep an eye on, you know, what was going on in the tournaments. Bit hard with the different time zones, obviously, you know, not European-based tournaments. So, you know, in the morning I would get Korea, so I'd be like, yeah, you know, watch the Korean qualifiers, watch Tyloo just boss, Renegades all of a sudden coming out of nowhere, doing fantastic. I mean, having a great tournament overall. And then, obviously, in the evening, you'd have Austin. So then it'd be like, all right, cool, let's watch some North American CS, right? Just get the whole spectrum. You know, no Europeans to be had. But that's all right, because we see the Europeans now. We see them every weekend. So we actually got to see a little bit, you know, something different that we don't get to see every day, which was nice. Yeah,
I mean, I definitely enjoyed my time. I was running a similar kind of thing, right? I think we did get to play some Overwatch together at some point, didn't we?
Damn straight.
So, good times.
Overwatch is actually pretty fun if you have a stack, if you have a group.
It is. I think it definitely has some entertainment value like that. I definitely do enjoy it. What's your favorite Overwatch character?
My favorite Overwatch character. Oh yeah, it's Command McCree. All the way. It's like
McCree.
Deagle. It's like you're walking around with a Deagle that you can then turn into an R8 as well. It's great.
You're one of those. You're one of those roll forward and flashbang dicks, aren't you? Those players are the worst.
No, dude. The best is to get the flash so you can get it over Reinhardt's shield, right? So you just make that Reinhardt regret ever being born, basically, because it's just like flash, fan, roll, fan, dead, and then your whole push is done, and you just like laugh your way back into your base, basically, as McCree. Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
McCree's, they're a bit annoying.
I'm not even that good at McCree. Waro was like a crazy McCree, like 30 eliminations every map. I'm like, how the hell are you doing this, bro?
I've developed a sort of a particular love for Roadhog recently, because there's something very satisfying about
exactly.
hard,
if I
like,
play tank, Roadhog the whole way, man. Pudge all day.
Just that hook, it's really good. But yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely had some fun with that. Obviously, I've been playing Clash, and I've been on a downward spiral, you know, so...
yeah.
Now it's just painful.
I realized after how many times I wanted to throw my phone against the wall that game was just not good for me, and I needed to like take a little bit of a break, so I've laid off it for a few days.
Yeah, you know, he's been playing that a lot now. DDK has.
Yeah, DDK is playing
it a lot. He's like
second
in our clan. I don't know if you realized.
What?
Yeah, he's second on the leaderboard in our clan right now.
How?
I don't know. Dan has just been going.
He was like sub 1,000 last week.
But then I've noticed everyone has been dropping. Like everyone has been just mad dropping trophies.
Well, because it's frustrating, right? You need to do like friendly matches against each other to test decks, because otherwise you're just going live, and then it's like, oh, okay, so you grinded your way up with a deck that worked until this score, and then you're gonna just lose 200 trophies trying to adjust that deck.
Yeah, it doesn't really work, does it? But yeah, I've been doing that, and I've obviously been doing the YouTube videos and having fun with that. I actually
we actually had our first talk show in quite a while as well.
We did do that,
which was fun.
Doing some work, right? We haven't just been sleeping all together. But
I moved offices as well, which took up actually a lot more of my time than I thought it would, getting everything set up there.
I did also convince FM Pone to come and talk on
Oh, you're making it public?
Yeah.
Is it true? He's confirmed?
Yeah, he's confirmed it. He's well,
there we go.
He's happy to do it. So that's super cool. I'm quite excited about that.
Yeah, gonna be fun to see the new version of Cash and Play here at this tournament. The change in vents, I think, is probably like the biggest one on the map.
That one, yeah. Some texture updates every here and then, and I mean, there are some other updates that I'm not sure. I haven't actually looked into, but there seem to be that. It has nothing to do with Cash as a map, but just in general, some of the material wallbang values seem to have changed a bit, as far as I can tell, or it's the amount of layers you can... There's something that's changed. I haven't actually looked into it yet. I probably should.
One thing that I was pretty proud of, though, because it wasn't all other games, guys. I played some CS, except that I was so atrocious because I hadn't played in so long, right, that I, like, bombed 4 games with, like, single digits, dropped from Global, which is the first thing, like, the first time I've dropped from Global in over a year, but managed in the next couple of games to get my Global back, so I was pretty happy.
GG.
What's up? It comes back, guys. It comes back. It stays in your hands.
There's a bomb on the server, and we're
live.
Ready. And they started the same way they did last time, with Device running into the middle, but this time he didn't just get gunned down immediately, and that's obviously the big change here. So OpTiC, what are they going to do now that they don't get the entry on Device? Instead, they're going to have to just fall back and get a little bit of banana control, it seems. Cajun there to spot it out, maybe get a kill with the P2000 if they try and... a little bit cheeky, and right behind him waiting is Sip, who does have a smoke, so they can play a bit safe here. And they are going to do just that. Sip even delaying the smoke a little bit. That's actually a bit risky in my opinion.
But they are changing it up. They are going to go toward the B site. Cajun B, 2 kills to start things off already. Xyp9x through the smoke is just going to go for the wild spray and picks up another one. And this is, you predicted it, Anders. I mean, they tried to change it up, OpTiC. They didn't go for the same strategy that they used in the first time around. They're over here on B, and the best case scenario is them getting the bomb down. They're not even going to let that happen. Astralis are merciless.
Stanislaw doing a really good job right now, trying to see if he can make that work, but no bomb planting is going to happen. And it will be Astralis picking up the first round. I think that was a predictable outcome, considering how impressively they won the round that didn't work out. It's just fate. It's just how the universe works, Semler. You can't fight it. You might as well just accept it. They should have just known this already.
Just tilt.
No, just that's why you shouldn't tilt. You should just say, of course it'll happen.
Of course, this is, we expect nothing. And we got nothing. Instead, you got a bunch of bullets to the face. That's what happened, basically. Cajun with those kills, that really just completely shut things down for OpTiC. Never able to get onto the site, establish a foothold. And well, now OpTiC, they've gone for the Force Buy. Obviously, they didn't get the bomb plant, so they go for the Tech 9s, the Kevlar. A little bit of nades picked up here on Daps, so we'll see where he decides to use that smoke. Nice dodge there by Mix.
Yeah, that could have been a bit ugly. A lot of grenades being used right now by Astralis, but not really that much damage being put into OpTiC. And if they rush Karrigan down here, they might actually have a real shot at it. Flashbang goes out, Karrigan caught with a grenade in hand, still gets the kill, but he goes down, and Device there followed up. Pistols out now, and the bomb has been dropped in the site. Device falling all the way back. Dupree in the pit, looking for the last kill here on Mixwell. He could do some real damage with this tech line if he could just find the opening, but he's not going to be able to. Instead, Device and Dupree with a double kill each, and Astralis will pick up the round. They did take a lot of damage that round. That could have been worse.
Yeah, I look at Karrigan, man. That's just, everybody knows that feeling when you've been watching an angle, and you know it's just like, okay, and then you decide, okay, I'll just throw a smoke, or I'll unscope from my op or something, and that's when they come around the corner, right? Karrigan, there's nothing you can do but shake your head, really, and just hope that you get one kill, and he did.
One critical thing though is OpTiC did throw a grenade from middle to the actual balcony, and that didn't flash Karrigan. It went too high, which is a bit of a shame, because otherwise I think that would have probably been a much more successful push. So the flash being sort of mispositioned there was a bit of a shame. Now, aggressive move coming out, and Mixwell punishing them, looking for a third, not quite going to get it. Cage in there to shut it down with a double kill, but still, look at how many casualties they have here on the Danish side. Yeah,
what an incredibly expensive round actually coming out here. Not expecting the P250 perhaps to be picked up, not expecting to run into something more than Glocks, but now they have to worry about the guns, Astralis. Because OpTiC, they're definitely going to be thinking about it. There's an M4 dropped in there. There was a UMP dropped by Device. This is these are rifles, or well, an SMG and a rifle that can actually do some damage and turn this round. So OpTiC now, they're just deciding to play it patient. Sitting with a minute on this clock, they know that they don't have to move anytime soon. They can actually force Astralis to spread out the way that we see here from Astralis. They have to cover both sites. And so if OpTiC can take their time, bide their time, get into mid and pick up those rifles, and then go in as a pair onto a site, it's still feasible here for them to come out on top in this round.
It's definitely not impossible, and if they, I mean, also you can see Astralis, they're kind of running a bit of a risk here, because they're saying, let's put two people on A and try and make sure that if they come here, we'll win the round immediately. If it turns B, then they have to retake, but if they do the split so that one is at A and one is at B, and the one person loses that battle, it's probably a lost round, so I don't blame them for wanting to stack up just a little bit, but they are sort of splitting up quite far. Cajun down by the pit, which is probably the best position at this point. Just very hard to kill him without losing anyone here.
He's wondering. There, he sees the nade come through. 10 seconds left. He knows that there's no time, so they will be going straight for the plant. He picks up the one man who is watching Nafly's back, and Nafly will succeed in planting that bomb. So still a successful round here for OpTiC. They actually do a lot of economic damage to Astralis, and they get the bonus money coming in. That $800 extra going to everybody because of the bomb plant on OpTic's side. So scary moment there for Astralis, but they still managed to survive.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, I kind of understand if you're Astralis here. You wanna put the fear in OpTiC straight away, so you do a rush like that. I think they succeeded in doing the opposite. Now OpTiC probably going to be feeling quite good about this round. They know the CT side, and they have some money on two of their players, but the other three really don't. Sip and Cajun are sitting all right on money, but the rest are kind of poor. So they know that they only have to win sort of one round, and they should be in a good spot anyway. The Device pushing down, running back through the fire, and taking a bit of damage. Not as bad as it could have been, but also revealing the AWP early on. Yeah,
great use of incendiaries, though. Molotovs being thrown out there by OpTiC. Because Astralis, they went with 3 on B. They wanted to be super aggressive behind Device as well. In case OpTiC tried to rush to take control of top banana very early on there, Astralis had the welcoming party ready and waiting. So in the end, a single Molotov, and that kind of just wrecks everything for Astralis. They've now rotated Cajun B back towards that A site, and it's now just going to be the standard 2 players waiting over here on Astralis. They have given up top banana, though, Astralis. So OpTiC, now they have to get that focus over here into apartments. And now Stanislaw, he's moving in here. He's getting control of this part of the map for the T side.
Yeah, and a very, very laid-back defense here. Device still actually over there with the AWP. You'd think normally he would rotate to Archway, and they would have the 2 rifles in B, so just a little bit of a different setup. I mean, people normally love playing, and Device actually normally loves playing Archway as well with AWP, so I don't know why they've made that change, but it's been interesting.
Hoping for that peak. Are we going to see it, though? Are OpTic going to get impatient? And well, this will be a... I mean, they have the option to follow through and go towards B, but they're setting up for a potential fake here, OpTic, because everybody's moving up to top mid. So this is going to hold. That single smoke is going to hold both players on the B site for Astralis. And in the meantime, OpTic, they're pushing onto A.
Oh, but they get spotted. Molotov is out as well from Dupree. That might buy them a lot of time. They can't make it through. That's a brilliant Molotov. 15 seconds, and now the rotation is coming in from the B-bomb side as well. OpTic, they're in a lot of trouble. They need these kills quick. Dap's going to take down one. Goes for a second. Oh, Stanislaw actually taking him down. And Nafly dropping Dupree. It's still looking out for no bomb plant. 5 seconds. Oh, no, OpTic. Not like this. It's going to be Sip and Device left, and they will just barely get the bomb down here for a 2-on-3 retake. And Astralis, don't actually come out on top in spite of what looked like a horrible position here for the T's.
But now this is such a difficult situation for Device and Xyp9x. Kerrigan focusing on that bomb planter allowed them to turn it around. There's the peek coming through, and they will hunt down Device, who misses that key shot with the AWP. And just because of that, Xyp9x now has to back off. 1v3 with an AWP versus an established defense on that A side. OpTiC are never going to let him get close, and so he's just thinking, save the AWP, give that to Device again in the next round. And OpTiC, despite the bumpy start to this first map, they will win the key round, the 4th round, which will really force a lot of or put a lot of pressure on Astralis' economy going forward. This is still OpTic's chance to turn things around for themselves and start chaining rounds together.
I would have probably bet money on the idea that as soon as Dupree throws down the Molotov, the round is lost for OpTic. That seems like such a decisive slowdown, and there was like 18 seconds at that point. The rotation's happening towards the A bomb side. The people in B know that nothing else is going on. Like, everything kind of should fall apart then, so I'm actually really impressed that OpTic even won that round.
Well, you know that Kerrigan is thinking the same thing. That's why he focuses on the bomb planter. He knows that there's so little time to play with that, you know, if it weren't for the man to be able to run up and get that bomb so quickly and just stick the plant, you know, Kerrigan might have won the round just by denying the bomb plant. So, unfortunately for him, it didn't work, and Nafly getting legged to start things off. So Device showing that the AWP is over on the A site this time around at the beginning of this round. Cajun going to lose his duel, though, here over on the B site, so Mixwell opening things up.
And that's in spite of the fact that the flashbang they were throwing in there actually went way above Cajun's head. Still, he couldn't win that fight. That leaves a lot of trouble here for Sip. He's being flanked as well from construction. Mixwell doing a lot of work right now with the double kill, and they can't fight this Astralis because of the earlier rounds that were so bad for them. And Stan is even waiting around there, going to be picking up that kill on Dupree. This is working out way better for OpTic than you would have expected, and that's in spite of not winning the pistol round. Now that makes you wonder, if they had and things hadn't been a bit weird at the beginning, would it have been sort of an even more successful? But I mean, this is already a great start here.
And Device, he's missing 3 shots there over in CT. That's not going to be good enough. Kerrigan will win his duel versus Daps, so he continues to stay alive, but he's boxed in now. There's nowhere for him to go. Nafly is already waiting over here at the other side towards T-Spawn and T-Apartments, and so Kerrigan, if he just gets that one bullet, it's not going to happen, though. Naf does not miss the chance to put one through his head. So 3-2 the score. OpTic, they're bringing it back, and they've got a great chance now to get control. Just because Astralis losing 2 rounds in a row like that is going to put them on pistols. They aren't going to have the economy to go for a buy. OpTic, this is that turning point. This is the real chance now for OpTic to just completely shut Astralis out on this map, because what do we always say about, you know, what is necessary for the CT side to really get that dominant hold going on the map is to have enough money every round to buy incendiaries, to buy smokes, to get fully kitted out. So if OpTic keep control of Astralis' economy at this point, they're in a great situation to just take control and run with it.
Well, it's not going to be Stanislaw, because he did just sort of dodge in or peek into a Desert Eagle, so that's a bit of a shame. But you're absolutely right. If they end up running out of smokes and Molotovs on that CT side, and obviously buying the AWP as well, it's going to be useful. The B execute coming in with the Molotovs as well. Oh, there we go, checking the corner. Daps almost skipping that one, a bit scary. Cajun falling back, but there's not a lot that he could do right now. And the MAC-10 getting some good damage in there. Dupree with a stolen AK is probably going to try and save that for the upcoming rounds.
A good read from Daps. He knows that they're going to be ecoing, and he manages to get 2 kills with that SMG. That's $600 each kill in his pocket. So that's solid money, considering with a pistol you'd only get 300, with a rifle only 300, right? So doubling up. Well, Mix, he's still working his way around here. It almost looks as if he's like, he's trying to, you know, entry frag onto the site. Sneaking up, lurking in, you know, just like, wait a second. You already have the site, Mixwell. Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah, but he's been playing very well so far, so it's, I mean, I think he's feeling confident at the moment in his ability to do it. They all run out the same way into CT Spawn, which means none of them run into to any of the Astralis members. So no exit frags coming in for the Danish side here. He's going to tie up the scoreline at 3-3, and moving into the 7th round, we've got Cajun at 7 kills and Mixwell at 7-0-3. So very, very good job on him right now, which is a bit, I mean, I think everyone was kind of hyped up when he joined OpTic. But I mean, him and as the panelists were saying, Rush has also been playing quite well. So I mean, if Rush right now has 1 kill, if he starts playing just a little bit better in this game, then it could be interesting.
I think that's the main point to take away here is that, you know, Blue on the analyst desk before was saying that there's been some disappointment in Mixwell's performances recently, that he's been in a little hit and miss, not really, you know, showing up with the big kill streaks. He's off to a fantastic start so far on this first map. So we're still very early on in the map, so we'll have to see if he can maintain that pressure. But for now, this is nothing but confidence for OpTiC Gaming. You know, confidence building kinds of plays. They're going to come in and allow them to beat up Astralis, who historically have struggled. When the map starts to go against them, they start to play safer, and they start, you know, playing to not lose instead of playing to win. And that's always been a problem that, you know, Astralis have had. And so if OpTiC can try and, you know, tilt them a little bit and get them to start falling into that pattern, things are going to look great here for NA.
Device in the corner, does spray down one with the follow-up. It's going for a third one. Kerrigan actually going to steal that one. Now the Deagle is up from the previous round, and Naf is going to be going down as well. A great triple kill for Device and a really good setup for Astralis, and OpTiC this time not finding any kind of an answer, which is a bit of a shame. We should point out as well that historically speaking, just because you brought that up, Astralis, they are sort of the king of the group stage, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're normally very good. I think during Malmo, it was like one of the few times they didn't succeed in just outright winning the group stage.
First time, actually, that they didn't make it out with this core roster. I have to specify that as well, right? With the core roster. And so, yeah, that was a real rough tournament for all of them. You know, the Zipmix and all those guys were shattered.
Yeah. But right now, you got to wonder. I think the one thing that OpTiC have is that every game for them in this tournament has to be sort of you know, no pressure in the sense that everything is a win. You know, if you win any one game, you're gonna think, wow, we've done really well here. You know, so that they just have to throw everything at whoever they're winning against or playing against, and it'll be good. It'll be a good showing. You know, right now it's already pretty good with 4-3 here, and the money for Astralis. I mean, they didn't lose anyone last round, so that's a very, very good turn of events for the Danes. That makes a big difference.
Let's see. I mean, so far OpTiC have taken quite a bit of damage just from HEs, just from peeking around, so they're not going to be too pleased about that. But again, Astralis, this is almost like a bait. Because now OpTiC have got control of top banana, and Astralis, they see this coming from a mile away. They have a third player over here on the B side, and it's all going to come down to whether Device exactly sticks with the read. The nades are going to come sailing in, and Device, he gets blinded, but he should be able to provide support fairly quickly here to the men holding on the site itself.
He runs in, maybe a little bit of a lack of coordination here coming out. Cajun getting a kill, but in the back lines, Sip is going to get a kill.
No.
Nafly taking down another teammate here. That's twice now in 8 rounds. Got to be careful with that stuff. It's a 2-on-2 retake, and the bomb has only just gone down, so Astralis have plenty of time to set up this one. Kerrigan does have a flashbang, so he could flash in Dupree and try and see if they could make some sort of coordinated effort here to get the retake in. Stannis in a bit of a scary corner, in my opinion, but he does have a Molotov.
And there's the push. The flash comes in. It is effective, but there's a second too late to really take advantage of it. 1-for-1 trade as they push onto the site. And Dupree, he gets caught midair. Nafly makes all of the difference. He gets that team kill as they go onto the site, but he gets both key frags at the end to lock down that round for OpTiC.
Yeah, I say if you have to sacrifice a teammate to win a round like that, it's fine. Well, Naf is forgiven at this point in time. That's going to be worth it there. So Astralis not really making it work in spite of having a 3-man stack there.
Yeah.
Now, you know, for Device to push for the smoke is one thing, but his teammates obviously weren't ready to help him out, and he wasn't particularly helping them out either, so that's a bit weird and something that really shouldn't happen here. Device in the middle, though. Oh, Flick comes out, and he almost, that's a lot of damage from one hit. He doesn't have any head armor either, so I think that went through the side of the wall, maybe.
Yeah, he almost bought the farm there. That was way too close. Now he's looking to see. He's got a read on where Naf might be playing from, but now he's going to be out in the open. Naf does not stand up. So a missed opportunity there to try and catch Device out, but they will trade. Mixwell has gotten control of top banana. He's taken some damage in the meantime, but this is forcing Astralis to fall a little bit back, and they're trying to go for the identical setup, it looks like, here, Astralis. Device, he hesitates halfway through, but he was rotating back towards B. So now it's all going to come down to Kerrigan, the in-game leader for Astralis. He's going to be the one trying to feel things out here and trying to decide what is it exactly that OpTiC are lining up to take at them here.
A look at the grenades here on Astralis. We were bringing this up earlier. They really don't have... Well, they have 2 smokes left, no Molotovs, and there's still 50 seconds. This is not a good situation if you're on the CT side. And OpTiC, they might realize soon that they're not putting up more grenades. That means they've got to be out of grenades. And that's scary.
Ooh, clever.
A bit of a gap in the smoke here. Device not able to get the shot, and now they're getting even closer, and they don't have any Molotovs to put up. It's going to leave OpTiC just running into the bomb site here. Great flashbang coming through. Device going down. Dupree still by quad, and in the pit, Kerrigan still playing around, but he's going to go down quick to Stanislaw as well now. 3 versus 4, and the rest, I wouldn't try and retake this. What tools do they have for the retake here? They have a kit, sure, but almost no grenades.
No, they have nothing to work with. 2 flashes. unless they can catch somebody making a massive mistake on OpTic side, getting caught out in the open, something like that. It's just not going to happen, though. OpTic have got 2 guys in the pit, 2 on the site. The crossfire is established for them. There's no reason for them to be, like, really, you know, taking these long fights. Mixwell takes a bullet to the face. That's a little unlucky for him. He was going for the shoulder peek. But Stanislaw, he takes out Zipnik, so that's one side of this push coming apart for Astralis, and now that's the signal for them to back off. And it's a bit of a shame that they went for it to begin with, because had they kept 3 rifles alive, they might have been able to go for some kind of weird drop force buy scenario. Now with only the 2 rifles, it should mean that Astralis, they sit 3 guys on pistols, and they try and play off the 2 rifles. They're not going to have as much firepower to work with in the next round.
So Device had one slightly weird shot in the middle that was hard to hit, but he didn't hit it. So that's unfortunate. The shot at Archway, when they're coming around the corner like that, as soon as he misses that, they're boxed in. The thing is, it's fine to have one person on the A-bomb side if you then also have someone like 1 or 2 players playing in pit. But if you have 2 or more inside the A-bomb site and they're wrapping around Arch and Quad, you're just going to get sandwiched. There's almost no way to hold that angle. It's so difficult. So that was just not a good setup for Astralis. Not what you want to do, really.
And another point to take away from that is the fact that OpTic, they're keeping control enough to... I mean, we're seeing some stress, some signs of stress with them getting these team kills. That's no good. But they did stop long enough to flash their way around Arch. They could have just run through and been an easy kill for Device, but they actually made use of their utility. So that was another little detail there that shows that OpTic, you know, they've actually got quite a bit of fight in them, and they're remembering the basics, the key plays that are necessary to make your T-side work against a team of Astralis' caliber. And I'm sure that Astralis right now are going, what the hell is going on here? Like, they were not expecting this kind of performance to come out of OpTic. They were probably even thinking to themselves, and they made the mistake in the past, right, of underestimating opponents. They might have been thinking to themselves, well, you know, it might be a little bit of a fight, but we should be all right, guys. You know, they're already thinking about the next match.
Well, I'm not going to lie. If I was playing OpTic and I'm Astralis, I'd be thinking the same thing. I'd be thinking, this is too easy, you know? Let's just move on. Which you're right. I mean, that's not the mentality you want, but it's very hard to stop yourself from feeling that way if you're a team of you know, the caliber that Astralis is.
What's insane is that OpTic, I mean, yeah, they didn't get the start that they wanted, obviously, with that, well, with the glitch that didn't spawn a bomb in the first pistol round where they would have won the pistol round, but they'd lose the pistol round and they're up 5-4. Soon to be 6-4 against Astralis. So they don't even get the easy rounds, you know, after the pistol where, you know, your opponents are force buying or ecoing or whatever. No, they've done it the hard way through and through.
Yeah.
6 rounds so far on the T side, and Astralis once again. Now they should be able to buy, but again, it's going to be a light buy. A couple guys have to go FAMAS to be able to actually have some money to buy nades with. Scary. It's a very scary situation right now.
It does beg the question: what would have happened if that hadn't been the case? Would we have been seeing like a 9-1 scoreline instead right now?
Jeez.
I don't know if that's not necessarily sort of reasonable to say. Grenades out, down at Banana, a bit of a fight going on. Mixwell trading 2 for 1, so again a great entry coming through for him. And now Dupree, backup is coming for him, but OpTic are again in a very comfortable position here.
Yeah, and they're remembering the basics as well. They aren't trying to charge forward. They know that Astralis have to rotate an extra man over towards B right now just to try and plug that gap in case OpTic do decide to go ultra aggro. And so OpTic, instead of just, you know, running into the blender and giving Astralis a chance to get back into this round, they're slowing down, they're taking their time, and eventually they will just kind of group up and try and mow over the defense, mow over the single man if they can find him. Device going for a little bit of a trick smoke here, though. He's going to be able to just look over the edge, hoping that somebody's going to get impatient on OpTic's side. But if OpTic see a deep smoke like this, they have to be worried a little bit at least.
Yeah, this is smart play, though. I mean, this allows them to also rotate Dupree back towards the A-bomb site, so a bit more of a stack going on there. So I kind of like that. It's obviously a big risk, but they have to do that. They're a man down after all. And Carrigan right at the edge here. FAMAS out. I think if he stayed there, he would have got flashed as well. So a bit scary. Now, once again, they're in this unfavorable position where they're both inside the bomb site. And OpTic, they're coming for them. Look at Dupree having to turn around. But Carrigan with a great double kill and trying to follow it up. Dupree, but he can't. And Naf is going to take 2 in return. So now, Device, this would be a great time for him to clutch it.
This is a scary situation for Device, though, because they know where one player is. He has no idea where the second man is for OpTic right now. And so he can make his way onto this site, but he has so many positions to worry about. There's the flash to go over towards Arch, towards Library, to try and draw attention to himself there. But this smoke, and Nafly just sitting right on the other side of it. What can Device do? He has to try and figure out where this bomb is, and it seems like he heard a footstep, and he's trying to go for the spray through, but it's not going to happen. And he's just out of time. That Molotov going down as well, just the period at the end of the phrase, at the end of the sentence. It's all over here for Device. He has to back off and hold on to his gun. 7-4 for OpTic Gaming on T-side Inferno.
Yeah, this is quite a strong start and quite a statement from OpTiC early on. That even though they're obviously the underdog in almost any matchup that they might be playing here, that you got to take it a bit seriously. Match has been paused here, and yeah, I'm guessing it could be a tactical timeout here for Astralis.
Yeah, it is the timeout.
All right. Well, we'll get that sorted out. But I mean, so even in some of the rounds, right? The one round where OpTic end up attacking B and Device sort of runs through the smoke where they have the triple stack on the B bomb site. That's one of those rounds where you lose a lot of confidence in your team, because that was actually, in terms of defensive setup, it was the right round to have 3 men at B. And normally that means you win the round. You got 3 stacks at B, they come B, everything is great. But when you can't even win a round like that, you start to wonder, well, what would it take for us to win a round at this point? And I don't know, Astralis, they've got to be a bit scared here. Keeping that in mind, the game as a whole in general right now has switched a lot to being sort of more and more T-sided. So we're seeing a lot of maps, even maps that used to be sort of very T-sided, it's becoming, I don't know if it's becoming easier, but teams are certainly getting better and better at playing the T-sides. So we'll see if that should be true for Astralis as well. But certainly a bit of a shocker early on here, 7-4 scoreline.
Well, I'm really impressed with what we're seeing from OpTic, just because they're being so thorough with their T side. They aren't over committing to any one point on the map. They're being very, like, some maps you have where you can be very methodical on, like, okay, where are you getting your map control, right? You know, and Inferno is one where it's a lot of the time what you're going to see is T side. They'll peek into mid. Okay, we see that mid is clear. They haven't pushed. They haven't gone aggro. Okay, now let's start working towards B. We'll get control of top banana. Right, we have control of top banana. Now we get control of apartments, and then we set up for the push into mid so we can get control of mid. And right now, OpTic are showing all of this. They're showing that they're very thorough in taking over this map, so it's making it very difficult for Astralis to suss out, to figure out where they're going to be hitting, because as the round progresses, OpTic are making good use of that extra 10 seconds that they have now. As the round progresses, Astralis have less and less information to go off of on where they are on the map, and then all of a sudden it's just OpTic are either just in their face, like what happened to Kerrigan that last round, right? All of a sudden Kerrigan peeks, the guy's in boiler, and then boom, they're just running up quad at him. He has no time to prepare, he has no time to set up some kind of crossfire with his mate. It's just, you know, hold down mouse 1 and get a good spray, and he did get a double kill, but that's not going to happen every time. So Astralis right now, they need to figure out how to get out there and start taking the fight to OpTic, not allowing OpTic to have such an easy time of getting map control to set up for their plays.
Well, we're going to find out. We have resumed the game, and OpTic, they're playing again around where Astralis don't have that many grenades. They do have the smokes, and they have a couple of Molotovs, but they're not fully kitted out. And even a Max 7 in play there on Dupree, so if they keep slow playing it here, it'll definitely turn out in their favor. Mixwell, a little bit early with the spray. Sip is right at the corner there and actually pre-firing the angle, trying to get the wall bang through. That's a bit scary. Mixwell seems to be dialed in.
Yeah, he is, man. Right now, he is hitting shots. I mean, in the last, what was it, the round before last, when they were pushing up Banana and he got 2 kills. This is really impressive stuff coming in from Mixwell on land versus Astralis in the group phase here. It's a joy to see for all the OpTic fans out there, all of NA, basically. But at this point, I mean, he manages to hold his own, and so now Astralis have to wonder, wait, great, okay, we've lost control of top banana. And then in the meantime, OpTic, they're still sitting in mid, waiting to see if Astralis are going to get greedy, trying to push anywhere to try and get info in mid. But this is all going to be a fake. This is sick from OpTic. They go for the full execute with 3 players, and so Astralis, they have to keep a man over here, and they're even rotating an extra one through into CT. And then the push begins on A, straight up mid.
Oh, great shot from Dupree. That even drops the bomb for a second. You gotta wonder if Mixwell's position is gonna come back into play, but Kerrigan spraying down to that's Rush, and Stanislaw down, and Sip is gonna be dying to Mixwell finally, but it's just a bit too late at this point, and Naf gets dropped. That's such a shame, because the sort of tactical level here for OpTic is so big. If Dupree hadn't been such an annoyance over at the boiler room, then as soon as the bomb goes down, Mixwell's position just becomes so powerful. He can stop them from rotating from B. He could go in and backstab them as they're trying to retake the bomb site. Everything just works, right? But they just were missing one crucial step in that one, and a bit of a shame there. 7-5, and moving into the 13th round, Astralis with maybe just a bit of a sigh of relief.
Mixwell, he had a nade out there for a moment. What's he going to do? Well, there's the flash, and this time around, Mixwell, he gets caught out completely. Same exact play from last round that Astralis went for. Last time we saw Mixwell in position to pre-fire the angle so Zipnix couldn't push. This time around, Cajun B sets it up for Zip, and it works marvelously well. Mixwell is down, and now Astralis actually have the edge in this round. That man advantage is so key. Now OpTiC are going to be the ones feeling the pressure here.
And Astralis, very common setup once again. Sip and Cajun holding over at the B-bomb site. And they have Molotovs and smoke still, so this should be, if not impossible, then at least close to for the OpTiC team. They have Molotovs of their own. They're going to try and firebomb out some of the positions. Cajun's going to have to move at some point here. They're trying to see if they can make this work. Cajun just can't see a thing. Sip in the back line, going to pick up one, but that's all he gets, and that's not quite good enough here. Nafly with a double entry, and Astralis losing control of the bomb site in spite of having a pretty good setup.
But they do have the triangle closing here for Astralis. They have 3 players still alive. One of them pushed up to Car, but now they've got to control top banana themselves. Dupree is the one holding that angle, so he's going to be able to wrap in here and get a good angle. 1-for-1 trade. Kerrigan goes down, but Device takes out Nafly. Stanislaw wrapping into construction, and now it's all eyes on him. The focus is there. Bomb can get defused. Both of them have kits, and Dupree will get the key frag. He drops Stanislaw, and there's enough time for Device to get the defuse. So very well done there for Astralis. The 1-for-1 trade at the beginning, and Nafly getting caught as well right off the bat. I think that's the turning point there. If Nafly gets the kill onto, I believe that was Device coming through, if he drops Device, then it gets really tricky for Astralis to actually pull that off.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know. There were so many things that could have gone much better for OpTiC in that retake scenario, but ultimately, pretty good job from Astralis, and a bit of a shame. 7-6 here, and OpTic Gaming, they still have money to buy, but they've lost a couple of rounds, and if they keep losing like this, could end up with an 8-7 scoreline here for Astralis, which, I mean, it's not exactly great, but I think for a team of this level, it's workable. They can still win this map just based on that scoreline.
Well, this isn't a setup you usually see, and well, now he has to divide. I was about to say he has to deliver Device. He's going to pick up 1 kill, 1-for-1 trade. Kerrigan has to fall back. He's got the AK. Can he pick up 1 more? He goes for the spray, but it's not going to happen. And once again, Astralis are about to get their economy hard reset here. Everything is going wrong for them. OpTic, they're doing a fantastic job of just bouncing back after they lose a round.
Yeah, and they were so quick as well. I mean, I think that was the big thing. As soon as the engagement happened, they just ran into the bomb site, sort of almost like how we used to see Envy play this map on the T side. Like, they could wait around for a while, but as soon as a fight would happen, it would essentially never stop. So Cajun sneaking out, he did run for the fire, and he's going to be down a bit quick to pick up the kill. See if he could find a second one. He's almost out of time, and he will be going down. Rush to pick up a double kill and make it 8-6, and obviously going into the 15th round. Well, Astralis, they will have some money, so it's not going to be the end of the world here, but for the last round of the half, I don't know, OpTic definitely surprising, but a sort of a good kind of surprise here, I feel like.
I think so, too.
I'm excited.
Absolutely. This is really interesting. I mean, I think everybody going into this match is expecting Astralis to just roll over OpTic, and for it to be very clear-cut, very clean. Now we're actually seeing quite a fight here being put up. OpTic, even if, I mean, no matter what, if they lose this last round, they're going to be feeling great. And Mixwell hits another fantastic shot at top banana. He's just been doing it all day. They don't even run in and let the man behind sandbags. You know, if there was a man behind sandbags, OpTic, they get that first kill, and again, they just pause. And they don't give Astralis the chance to try and bring it back.
His device flashed. He couldn't see a single thing, so he just took a blind shot, and that was sort of a death sentence almost. And now, with Kerrigan and Sip without any rifles here, I would prefer if they tried to do some sort of trick here. You know, flash in, go a bit aggressive. Just waiting around I don't think is worth it. And Dupree does actually go a bit aggressive here. Kerrigan trying to follow it up, as Stannis will take him down for a 3-on-4 situation.
Ooh, can Dupree actually catch out Stanislaw here, though? There's the lurk in. Easy kill for Dupree. And now he knows. He's going to hear the footsteps. Smoke goes down. Turns around. Gets the headshot. But Mixwell again delivers. A second kill picked up for him. That's the A-side defense demolished. And now a fantastic scenario here for OpTic. They have the superior firepower. Mixwell is low, but they have the 3 AKs. They even have some nades. Nafly's picked up an incendiary. And now Astralis have to go for a 2-on-3 retake onto this A site, which is not easy.
Well, Sip and Cajun, 2 versus 3 for the 15th round. Cajun going to be sneaking into the apartments and getting a quick kill on Mixwell there, who was already quite low. Now they got to move quick. They do have Molotovs and everything else. Smoke to cancel out that Molotov, and Rush and Nafly trying to see if they can hang on to it. Rush going to get the first kill and the second. Quick headshot on Sip will finish at a 9-6 scoreline in favor of OpTic Gaming. and a big surprise to launch off the group stage here, the ESL Pro League.
This is fantastic work. And that, I mean, now we just have to see. Astralis are also very good on T-side Inferno. So are they going to be able to, get their win back during this break? If they win the pistol and they tie it up, they're perfectly capable of doing the same thing to OpTiC. Now it's all the pressure is going to be on OpTiC to just hold on the CT side.
Well, the second half is going to be coming up now. It's on Inferno. It's the first game of the group stage here at the ESL Pro League. OpTiC playing Astralis, and OpTiC are in the lead. In spite of being on the less favorable side of the map, in spite of being obviously heavy underdogs here, they have a 9-6 scoreline going into the second half. I don't know what to say.
I don't think anybody expected this this kind of like. I mean, we're talking about Astralis. This is supposed to be a team that is just dominant on their CT sides, that are excellent.
You go on like a 10-day break from casting Counter-Strike, and you come back and suddenly
the world has been flipped on its head.
You can't leave these people alone even for a second, can you, Samla? You gotta have like constant supervision here.
Well, especially considering they're your Danish brethren, so you're like even more responsible than most. Because you can actually drive to their place and just be like, hey guys, we got a problem here.
But I mean, I do see them every once in a while. They tweet. They say things like, "I'm just gonna play a bit of Overwatch." No, you're not.
I think it's fine. It's not a problem if they're playing some other games. But what is going on here? And it's just, it just seems to me like right now, they haven't been able to actually, get focused, get their heads in this game. They started strong with the pistol, but ever since that fourth round, it's just been OpTiC who are playing like a team who have nothing to lose. And you made this point at the beginning, right? OpTiC are playing with like no pressure on them, and you can tell they're moving in. They're playing as a unit. They're being very thorough with their map control. Whereas Astralis seem to be that team that are like, well, we're supposed to be winning this. What's going on, guys? And there'll be like flashes of brilliance, but then they just get rolled over again.
I mean, actually, at a lot of tournaments where if you show up like a couple of hours, as we almost always do, to do prep and stuff like that, when you show up, a lot of the times it does feel like the underdog team will be there like an hour before the sort of the big team, right?
Right.
And the big team will just sort of set up and do their thing, right? And I think that mentality could sort of easily translate into the game, right? Where like OpTiC are going to be, they're going to have everything, like they're going to play at 100% all the time, just because why not? They're here, they maybe weren't even supposed to be here, and then suddenly they're actually playing really well against Astralis. And now we're going to have to see if the Danish team can actually change their own mentality a bit, maybe try and wake up a bit from this rough start in the morning here.
Yeah, first game of the day, first game of the tournament so far. Well, you guys can see some map stats there for you on Inferno. So Still a solid map for Inferno, for Astralis rather, but now they switch over to the T side, and now we get to see exactly what they have in store for us here. 3 Kevlar picked up for the T side. Kerrigan and Dupree both running utility. They've got the nades, and they're going straight up to top banana. No time wasted at all.
Yeah, almost no utility picked up on OpTiC. They had a smoke and they have a kit there on Nafly, but that's pretty much it. So no Molotovs, no HE grenades or anything else like that. See if Astralis can win the fight against the body armor. You are going to get close on this map anyway, so those Glocks are going to be terrifying unless you get some really quick kills with the USP.
This is so sick. Oh, it's not going to work. He's going to rotate back. They don't wait long enough, but what an idea. Okay, we'll talk about it later because the fight is already underway. 3 quick kills there for OpTiC. Make that a 4th, and there's the 5th. But did you see what Astralis did there with decoys?
It's not a bad idea. It could work out.
It nearly worked. Like, he was already rotating off. Rush was already rotating back into CT. If they'd have waited an extra, like, 5 seconds, Astralis, he would have been all the way in the middle of CT because they threw in decoys in the usual nade spots. So OpTiC are like, wait. Once the nades go off, it's decoys. Are they just messing with us? Is this going to be a fake for A? Do we got to rotate A? Clearly, that's what OpTiC thought, but then the smokes came in a bit too quickly, and Rush was able to be there to support. Really nice play, though, from Astralis. I love it.
Yeah, but think about what this does to their morale right now. We've got OpTiC at 10-6. They win the pistol round on the second half. And I don't know, Astralis right now, they've got to be feeling like we don't know what's going on. We're supposed to be winning this map easily. Inferno is one of them. And by the way, this has nothing to do with Astralis having put all their time into nuke as of late. I mean, that hasn't happened. So it's just a question of them being a bit slow to start. I think in OpTiC playing, I won't even say a couple of levels, quite a few levels of what I think anyone was expecting.
Oh, yeah, they're fearless right now. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
But what can you do when, well, Stanislaw has been picked off. So Zipnix has got the P90. At least he's got a gun to play with. But he has a single flash. That is all the utility that Astralis have to use in this round to create some opportunities here.
There is actually a second sort of mental trick that OpTiC they could almost sort of trip themselves in this game. And that's when you get to the point in the game where it really dawns on you, we are actually winning this game. We're actually beating Astralis on LAN. That's when people start to get really nervous and we could see some weird mistakes. I hope that doesn't happen to OpTiC, because that would be a real shame right now. But we've got to look for it. Once we get up to like 13 rounds of OpTiC, let's try and count the amount of unforced errors, as it were, that they might be committing. Naf here with a good Molotov just to buy some time. I'm glad he did not try and take the fight on his own there. That's not worth it. But Rush is going down here, and Astralis, they're up 2-0 right now in this round. Naf going for a bit of a fight there with the UMP, but he has to wait for backup, and it's taking way too long right now. OpTiC gonna have to just fall back, and Astralis are gonna win the follow-up round easily. So that's a bit of a shame, and not the kind of start or not the kind of follow-up they need for this half.
Especially considering how it went for OpTiC in the first, where they started trying to chain rounds together once they got control. This time around, they're really going to be kicking themselves because they won the pistol, and it's almost as if it's almost like what happened to them at the beginning of this map when things got reset because of no bomb. It's like they won the pistol. They should have both rounds to follow it up. They should be just extending this lead, making it impossible for Astralis to come back. But now they're really going to be worried, and we have a quick replay here of round 1. As it is the setup, and yeah, it's going to be the decoy setup. Look at this. So Device sets up
a kit there on Nafly, but that's pretty much it. So no Molotovs, no HE grenades or anything else like that. See if Astralis can win the fight against the body armor. You are going to get close on this map anyway, so those Glocks.
So yeah, real brief there. But you saw that the decoys came in and then the smokes. So just a little bit of a curveball thrown there by Astralis, but I love to see that change.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some very sort of peripheral strats that involve decoys, but almost never actually anything serious about it. OpTiC trying to defend this bomb site as Astralis are wrapping around towards Archway. They do have a man right behind them, so they got to be careful. Rush getting one kill there. Device with the follow-up. Dupree as well, and Mixwell. I think he could have actually probably run up behind them, but he just never took the opportunity there. And it's going to be Damps and Nafly in a 2-on-2 with the bomb. Not quite planted yet. Kerrigan waiting and actually turning his back, and he might get shot in the back. Here's Nafly coming in with a UMP, and Sip all on his own. But Zipnix is one of the very, very good players to have in a clutch situation like this. The one that has a very good record with it as well. Going to try and see if he can hide behind the box here. Molotov to actually force him out into the open. He goes for the spray, takes down one, and goes for a second. He can't follow it up. Nafly going to get the triple kill instead. And 30 health left on Naf there. That was a bit scary.
For a moment there, I believed that he was about to get a spray transfer and get both of those kills. But I'm absolutely loving OpTic right now. The fact that they're remembering to use their nades in these high-pressure situations where it's a split-second decision that comes up, but they remember, wait a second, we have an incendiary. Where's a likely spot that he's going to be hiding? Let's just throw that in there, clear that spot, and force him out into the open, which is exactly what happened. Very well could have been that Zipnix was somewhere else, but then, you know, the incendiary isn't wasted because then they're just like, okay, we know he's not in that angle. Great, let's focus elsewhere. So just fantastic work coming out here from OpTic on this CT side to get that retake going. And now there's a lot of pressure again on Astralis. It's just such a back-and-forth match right now. But Astralis seem unable to chain rounds together. It's constantly OpTic coming right back in their faces. And so Astralis hoping to change that trend. They're going for the force buy here. 3 Tech 9s, AKs, good nade count, but still not the best firepower.
A bit scary right now. For OpTic on the second half, trading rounds back and forth is definitely not the kind of thing you want to have happen on the CT side. So they need to even it out here and just win this round, get some good footing in, and then Astralis are going to be in a lot of trouble here. But they're giving up so much map control right now. Look at how Astralis can sneak in, going for the early fight. And that spray from Dupree could not have been any better. But Stanislaw going to take one down. Mixwell going for a mad spray. He hits a headshot on Device, who actually came back from around the corner. And Mixwell, not sure why he wanted to follow that up, because now Stanislaw has got no backup here, and it's miles away for the rotation. He's going to have to get at least one kill, preferably two. It's going to be the one in there already, and up from the balcony, going for a follow-up there. Knife is out, in fact. Did Carrion just try and knife him? That seems ridiculous. Now it's going to be another 2v2 here at OpTic. I think they could have been in an even better position.
They could have, but Mix, you know, that's one of those feel kind of things. Just decided to go for that spray, and it cost them in the end. Nafly, however, will find Cajun looking the wrong way, and all the pressure's on Kerrigan now to get the job done. He's been spotted by Daps. Incendiary goes in. There's the angle, and it almost looks inevitable. OpTic, they just walk right in, and again, get both kills. Back-to-back retake scenarios that go the CT side. 12-7 now. OpTic, now's the time where it's really going to get difficult for Astralis. They have to go for a quasi-buy here. If they go for a force again, this is going to get insane.
Yeah, probably some discussion going on right now about what the correct play is.
Wow.
Wow, they're going to full force it up here. So 12-7 is the current scoreline. OpTic with a 5-round lead against Astralis on Inferno as well, in a group stage of a really big tournament. I don't know what to say. This is definitely shocking.
This is all out. This is crazy. The OpTic are the ones chaining rounds together. OpTic are the ones who are confident in their retakes, that are landing all the shots. Nice nades going in behind there, behind the sandbags, to get a little bit of damage on an Nafly. But Astralis, they're still trying to find a way in. 3 Tech 9s again. This time, however, no 2 AKs. Just a single SMG picked up for a Device. And it's going to be Cajun rocking that AK. But again, OpTic, it seems like for them, since the retakes are actually working out nicely for them, they aren't really playing ultra aggro at the beginning of these rounds. They are sitting pretty passively all over the place. B site, not really putting up much of a fight at top banana, apart from that initial setup with Nafly. Now they fall back and give it up. And over on A site, they're holding as far back as you can get. So OpTic are right now just waiting to see where Astralis are going to come from, and they have to hit their headshots when it's the time.
That's such a shame for Astralis that OpTic are playing so defensively, because the one thing that would have been great is if OpTic had sort of just counted on the fact that maybe it was going to be an eco,
right.
So they're trying to play a bit more aggressive, right? But they don't seem to be taking any risks right now. They are really playing this one safely. This is going to be such a hard round. They're making a bit of noise, throwing in some grenades, keeping 3 members on the A-bomb site. But apart from that, not really much of a fake so far. Still got 2 members on the B-bomb site.
I'm curious. I mean, they're so desperate to find a kill, and Stanislaw, he's going to find the first one on Kerrigan. Zipnix has found his way into pit, but he's alone. He doesn't see the man up in graveyard. Stanislaw, a second kill for him, and now the push begins here. All 3 players about to wrap onto this B site for Astralis, but Daps, he's in a great position, and that's going to set it up for Nafly to peek his head out and pick up both kills. This is unreal. Astralis, they're just getting completely cold-cocked right now. Not a single kill picked up in this key round for Astralis, and now Astralis, they have to eco.
Yeah, and I mean, if you kill one guy coming in on quad, there's a guy in pit as well. It does require some mental fortitude to not call out to your teammates. Wait a minute, there must be something going on, right? So really well played on OpTic. No one leaving their post before they needed to. So 13-7 being the scoreline now, a 6-round difference, and Astralis on an eco here. I mean, some deagles being purchased and a little bit else, but really not too much of an exciting round here. And this is where I was talking about. Now OpTic must start to sort of fight the collective team feeling of everyone saying, we got this, we're actually doing it, right? That has to stay out of their minds. It's not over till it's over.
So you've got those 16 rounds on the board.
Because trust me, if this somehow ends up in overtime, Astralis are going to win it. That's something that OpTiC cannot allow.
That's where it's just all that confidence is going to come right back into it. But man, I mean, this is not the Astralis we're used to seeing whatsoever.
No, definitely not. And it does make you wonder. I mean, it's a bit of a wake-up call for them as well. Coming into the tournament, this is, we'll talk about that in a bit. This Device is going for a bit of a fight with the Deagle here. Trying to see if he could find an early kill. He was allowed to get quite far in for the challenge. Look at Dupree. A couple of seconds more if Stanislaw hadn't maybe been looking that way, could have been working out just fine. With a bomb down, and Rush looking to pick another kill. Device to drop, and a follow-up on Cajun. Can't complete the quad kill, though.
No, he's enough. He has enough of that. One kill, and then it's going to be Stanislaw picking up the last one. So clean and easy here for OpTiC.
Maybe apart from Luminosity, but sort of the rest of the teams that show up in this league, the default assumption almost is that, well, we've got 4 teams on the European side, 4 teams on the NA side, so that sort of the NA teams are just going to be cannon fodder for the European teams, and that's how the bracket turns out, right? You could leave Luminosity out of that, obviously, but so you got 3 American teams that could probably be beaten by the European side, but now that might be really, really screwing up the sort of assumed bracket here. And that's interesting. That's very interesting. Rush starting off with a good kill on Device here in what has to be considered a pivotal round here for Astralis. This is their one chance, essentially, of turning it around, and Device is already down.
And such a sick play from OpTiC. They know that Astralis are going to be trying to go for the big play to try and get control of Banana or at least take a fight there. And OpTic put 3 guys there. They use their incendiaries. They use their nades. They just don't risk anything. They put 3 guys, 3 rifles, and just slam Device into the ground. So now it's all on Astralis, a man down. They still have the nades to work with, but now OpTic can go back to default. They've had the initial engagement over at B. Now they wrap back, put that 3rd player over on A. There's a crossfire setup here at Pit as well. Rush is low, but Stanislaw is there to support him. We have to see, do Astralis decide? I mean, Astralis are going to have to make up their minds and commit somewhere. And it does. And OpTic have been so good on the CT side of not giving them the opening kills. So Astralis eventually are just going to have to work their way in and take the fight.
Dupree edging closer, Mixwell coming up behind, and Cajun going to go down to a grenade. So now 2 versus 4, and things are just not working out right now for the Astralis team, even over at the B-bomb side. Nafly sort of sneaking in and being a bit aggressive just to see if anyone was there or hear anyone. So quite clever.
The NA flash right there, man. And Astralis have got to be losing their minds. If OpTic are doing stuff like that, where it's like flash your way through smoke, go and take the fight, Astralis are just like, what do we do? How does this work? How are we playing this game anymore?
I don't know. They obviously don't either. Sip going to be moving in. Bit of an aggressive jump up onto the truck. See if they can find the follow-up. Carrigan is down, and now Sip 7 seconds, and in a 1-on-3, this is not going to be working out. He can maybe get the bomb plant here, but they're going to swarm him and just manage to get the bomb down, and it will be 15-7 here. Match point for OpTic Gaming. And you know what, Semler? There is chicken in the fountain in this round. See?
Just keeping fit,
The viewers can't see, but there was chicken in the fountain.
Ease of access, Anders. You got the fish. I'm talking about barbecue here. You got the fish and the chicken all in one spot. Makes it easy, right?
That is a good point. Have you done any barbecuing?
Actually, yeah.
This year,
That's
I've done a lot.
Yeah.
I bought a gas-powered grill, so I could do like just instant barbecuing.
So it's not even a George Foreman.
It's not a George. I think you buy those in Denmark. I think it's got to be an American thing. Otherwise, I obviously would have. 15-7 is the scoreline now. 23rd round is coming up, and OpTic, they're shocking and surprising us.
They've picked up, they've allowed Astralis to pick up 1 single round on this T side. Otherwise, it's been OpTic just obliterating Astralis at every turn. This is just unreal. And it's so sick to see for OpTic. This is a fantastic start for them in the tournament. Astralis, one of the big beasts in their group that they're going to have to worry about. And, well, so far so good. Everything going according to plan for OpTic, at least. Astralis, however, they're going to have some serious questions to ask. They have to figure out what the hell is going on and how do they fix it.
Yeah, obviously it doesn't mean that they're out of the group stage or anything, but things get really interesting now, obviously.
But they will be in the... No, go ahead.
They'll be in a loser's match, right? Yeah. So, still a bit tricky. Device Playing around on the card outside of B. I think maybe trying to find an angle there that he couldn't quite. Mixwell dodging in and does spot the gun barrel and takes the shot right through. And dropping device, not the best start here. And look at the time as well, only 30 seconds. The bomb is still here. A little bit of a rotation match towards A, but not quite following through on it. Stannis picking up one, going for the spray. Mixwell there to help out and getting another shot in. Mixwell wrecking Astralis here in this 23rd round. And Carrigan all alone in a 1-on-5, trying to get the spray through. And finally, Daps has gone down, but what a round here and what a game for OpTiC. 16-7 as they take out Astralis in the first game of the group stage. I am absolutely shocked.
I am out, yeah, exactly. This is just incredible. Mixwell showing up, and he isn't even top fragging. That's the thing. It's like a lot of the flash kills, a lot of the key frags have come in from Mixwell over in Banana. Just he seemed to dominate that the entire map through, but he wasn't even the one sitting at the top of the scoreboard.
I think Nafly was
the one, exactly.
And he got 2 team kills as well. He was so eager to kill people early on, he was taking out his own team.
And he's still top fragged.
And he's still top fragged.
So I mean, yeah, just incredible stuff here from
what the hell?
From OpTiC. And well, I mean, is it going to continue? I think that's the big question mark now for everybody. You know, are they going to be able to keep up with this kind of performance? Are they going to be able to win that first that winners match that's going to be coming up for them later today and get into the playoffs, get into the stadium?
That would be. I still can't see that happening. But obviously now we can't count them out completely, can we?
No, we can't.
Well, I think we are almost about to be ready down on the desk, so we'll hand it over to that. A bit of an analysis. It's gonna be real tough, but obviously game 1 turning out to being interesting.
Yeah.